How's everybody doing today? This is going to be a DVD update, 5 pickups. But before I get to that, I want to say a big thank you to everybody who helped support me on my new page on here and my new channel. And especially a big shout out and thank you to Brendan Wet Movie 1, Lori Mad Puppet Death, Justin Ryan 1988, Jason J the Stingray, Jason OD 666666, Philip Degenerate Fox, Sean Vport 29. Big thank you to all those guys. They did either they put my video on their page or they did a shout out video. So thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate your support. And I appreciate everybody's support out here who's put me in their boxes or just subscribed to my channel or offended me or checked out my videos. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. If it wasn't for all of you on here, I wouldn't continue to make videos. I love to get on here and talk with like-minded people about movies, which I'm very passionate about. So again, thank you so much. You guys all rock. Now on to the pickups. First up is 1991's The Story of Riki. This is a really bloody, crazy movie. It's like Dead Alive meets a martial arts prison movie. I highly recommend this if you're into over-the-top, hilariously bloody movies. Basically, it's the story about Riki and how he goes to prison, and the prisons are privately owned now by major companies, and there's just all kinds of craziness going on. He has to fight the bosses, and he has to fight the warden, and there's just lots of just crazy things going on here. I'm going to do a whole separate review on this. I highly recommend this movie, though. It's got great comedy, just the dubs are hilarious. It's just very over-the-top, very bloody. So many great quotable lines and scenes in this movie. If you've seen The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, the part where the guy's crushing his head comes from this movie. So many crazy scenes, like the guys punching through stomachs and smashing heads and just all sorts of just craziness. But it's a lot of fun. It's a cheese fest. It's gory and funny, and I highly recommend it if you're into a movie that has comedy and a lot of blood, a lot of blood. Like I said, it's like Dead Alive meets a martial arts prison movie. Souped for this pickup. I love this movie. I can't believe I didn't have it in my collection sooner. For me, this movie gets a 10 out of 10. I love it that much. It's a great movie to put on with a bunch of friends and just enjoy. And next up is a movie that I've heard tons about, and I've heard everybody rave about this movie, and it's 500 Days of Summer from 2009 with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Zooey Deschanel, which I love both of those actors. And also Chloe Moretz, who plays Joseph Gordon-Levitt's little sister in the movie. She's a tremendous young child actor. She was in Kick-Ass as Hit Girl, and she was in Let Me In, the remake of Let the Right One In. This is a movie, like I said, I've heard tons of people talk about, rant and rave. Everybody loves this movie. It's kind of like an offbeat, indie kind of feel comedy movie. For me personally, I loathed this movie. I just couldn't stand it. It was just irritating. I hate the movies where, oh, my girlfriend broke up with me, wah. It's just a boring movie to me. The only thing decent about this movie was the soundtrack. The soundtrack was phenomenal. Really enjoyed that. But the movie itself was very drab and dreary, just uninteresting to me. I don't know how so many people like it. I don't know if it's one of those things where you hear good things about it and just snowball effect, and it's like a psychological thing maybe. Maybe like Fred. Fred's not funny, but he's got millions of people and people always check out his videos, and I think it's the same kind of thing with this. Horrible movie in my opinion. I could not recommend it. I would give it a 3 out of 10. Disliked it that much. The only redeeming quality was the soundtrack, and I love the two main actors, actually, and the younger actress as well. Great jobs in most of their films that they've done, but they can only do so much with the script, and I didn't enjoy this movie at all. It just wasn't believable. It's just a boring movie. Basically, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character falls in love with Zooey Deschanel's character, and she basically breaks up with him and gets married, and he kind of obsesses about it and gets all, cranky and moody, and that's really about it. I mean, I don't know, it's not really a great story, in my opinion. It just wasn't really believable, too, especially the part where he freaks out in the boardroom during the meeting. I mean, I just couldn't imagine that happening. It's just crazy to me. But for me personally, I know everybody loved this movie. Am I the only one out there who didn't enjoy this movie? Please let me know. Is there somebody else who didn't enjoy this? If so, leave me a comment. And if you liked it, that's cool, too. But for me, couldn't stand it. 500 Days of Summer? More like 500 Days of Bummer. Very disappointing in this movie, personally. It just wasn't for me. And next up is an awesome steelbook I've been meaning to pick up for a long time. The Dario Argento collection right here, 5 films by Dario Argento. I've yet to see Phenomena and Trauma. I've seen Do You Like Hitchcock, Tenebre, and The Card Player. I enjoyed Tenebre. I haven't seen it in a long time. From what I recall about Tenebre, it was about a novelist who writes a book and somebody's imitating the murders from his book and stalking him essentially. Classic giallo. It's been ages since I've seen it, so I'm looking forward to rewatching it again. I finally have a copy to watch now. Do You Like Hitchcock was a I guess, an ode to Hitchcock with Rear-Window and Strangers on a Train. It was a TV movie from what I remember, and I actually watched it on YouTube. And they didn't censor anything out. There wasn't a ton of blood or anything. I think there was a little bit of nudity from what I remember. I could be mistaken. Don't quote me on that. It's been a while since I've seen that as well. Probably about a year. And I really didn't care for that one. I think that was a subpar movie. I would give it about a 4 out of 10. Tenebre, from what I remember being pretty good, I'd give that an 8 out of 10, but I need to rewatch it again, refresh my memory, because a lot of movies that I watched when I was younger, I rewatch now, don't live up to the memory, and I'm hoping this does. Let me know if you've seen it and what you think. And of course, let me know about all the movies that I mentioned in here. Let me know what you guys think on it. The card player, I remember being horrendous. Personally, I didn't care for it at all. I remember it had the kind of the cliche, the whole webcam killing somebody kind of thing, and I just remember not being very good at all, so I couldn't recommend that at all. Tenebre also has the great musical score from Goblin as well. And I've heard great things about Phenomena, also known as Creepers, with Jennifer Connelly. I've heard tremendous things about that, and I've been meaning to check it out for a while, so I can finally watch that now as well. I haven't heard much about Trauma, so if you've seen Trauma, let me know what you think of that as well. But I love this edition. Nice steelbook. Very nice, vibrant colors right there. There's the back. One of those great Anchor Bay editions. And I love the way that it's set up inside. A lot of special editions these days are really cheaping out in the packages, and you don't have to. Just a simple thing like this, right here. And then you can flip that right there. Just a simple holder like that will do well. Don't put them in cardboard sleeves or foam where they can easily get scratched. This is perfect right here. Very simple, doesn't cost a lot to do. But that's all you need, and very nice looking set. Happy addition to my collection. And looking forward to rewatching some of these films and checking out some of the ones that I haven't. And next up is 2003's The Bone Snatcher, also in a steelbook edition right here. It's kind of a sci-fi horror film, a little bit of a B-movie feel to it. It almost has a Sci-Fi Channel feel, actually, to it. I think I might have seen it for the first time on the Sci-Fi Channel. Certain scenes in this movie kind of remind me of The Mummy Returns. If you've seen both movies, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. I thought this was a pretty enjoyable movie, slightly above average in my opinion. The acting was about average. I think the concept, it could have been executed a little bit better, but they probably didn't have a great budget for it. I would have liked to have seen what they could do with a bigger budget. I thought the CGI and special effects were actually really well done, which is kind of surprising given the budget. And I thought the Snatcher was really cool looking. That was the best part of the movie to me, to actually see the Snatcher, the creature. I wish there was more scenes with the Snatcher as well, but the scenes that the Snatcher were in were just really cool. A nice visual and aesthetically appealing as well. Basically, the movie's about 3 miners that disappear in the South African desert, and their remains are found, and there's a whole mining exploration going on, and there's a doctor that travels there, and he goes there to help out, and they basically have to figure out what happened and who killed them, and they find out what it is, and it's this creature, and it's a pretty awesome looking creature, and basically have to figure out how to stop it. It's kind of a cliche concept, but I think they could have done a lot more with it, and again, the CGI and special effects were very well done, and the Snatcher looked amazing, so big props up to the people who participated in making that. Snatcher, Bone Snatcher right here, I would give it about a 6.5 to 7 out of 10. Slightly above average sci-fi horror movie. Pretty decent, the acting subpar, there was some pacing issues, but I would have liked to have seen what they could have done with a bigger budget. And this Steelbook edition was pretty cool, decided to pick it up. There's the inside. It actually has some inside art, which I very much appreciate when steelbooks have that. It's a shame when steelbooks are like really expensive and it's just very plain and there's nothing on the inside, no booklet, no inside art, so it's really nice that ones like this actually do have it. So those are my pickups right here. Bone Snatcher. It's a decent film. It may not be for everybody. Probably an acquired taste. I would give it a 6.5 or 7 out of 10. The Dario Argento collection steelbook, Anchor Bay. Very nice. Happy to add this to my collection. Haven't seen all the movies. Tenebre I would recommend, and that's about it from what I've seen. I've heard great things about Phenomena. If you've seen the movies, let me know what you think. 500 Days of Summer right here. I hated this movie. Absolutely loathed it. I can't believe people really love this movie. It's just so boring and drab, and just one of those whiny, my girlfriend broke up with me kind of movies. I'm going to be depressed for a while and not shower and act like an idiot. I just don't understand those kind of movies. This didn't really do it for me at all, but the soundtrack was awesome. 10 out of 10 for the soundtrack, but a 3 or 4 out of 10 for the movie, for me personally. I know everybody loved it, but it just wasn't for me. And next up, Story of Riki. Absolutely love this movie. 10 out of 10. Gore, comedy, great movie to watch with your friends and just enjoy. Love this movie. I'm going to do a separate review on this at a later date. So, hope everybody's doing well. Hope you guys enjoy my pickups. If you've seen any of the movies down below, let me know what you think. And take care.